Lord knows I know what the signs are of a toxic work environment. But see, you guys don't have to stick around for long to find out whether or not you're working in a toxic work environment. You can see the signs on the wall from the moment you walk in, or maybe in a week or two. So if you're new to the job, look out for these things. And a lot of y'all are telling me in the comment section below that you're already seeing some of this stuff. So I'm just going to kind of run down a list of warning signs of whether or not you need to stay or leave, or see if you can kind of stick it out while you find something else. Okay. So one of the biggest things, one of the biggest signs, and one of the things I should have paid attention to when I was in my environment was the turnover of high performers. You see, it's the high performers that's always picked on, especially if somebody in management is threatened by them and they feel like they're going to take their job. Then, oh yeah, that's when you become the problem. So oftentimes you see the high performer, and I was one of them. You might see them going on vacation a lot, taking leave a lot, and that they're always sick, because when you're dealing with the mental anguish of being beat down day in and day out, even if you're doing a darn job, then you already know it's going to affect your mental health, which spills into your physical health. So be on the lookout for that, the turnover of the high performers. The other thing you want to be looking out for, you guys, is excessive gossip. Yeah, it is a problem. And even though it seems like it's minimal, no, especially when these people can affect your job. Just imagine you're that person on a receiving end when you're thinking that you're giving your all at your job and somebody doesn't like you and they're sitting around gossiping about you to somebody else. You haven't done nothing to nobody, but for whatever reason, they're sitting around talking about you. That's something else you want to be looking out for. The other thing too, you guys, look around. Do you see people laughing and smiling, or do you see people stressed out and scared? That is a number one telltale sign you need to be hitting the road. The other thing, you guys, is finger pointing. How many places of employment have you been to where someone's like, no, I didn't do it. No, she did it. No, she's the problem. No, she's the one that messed up the program. Oh, no, he did that. Yeah, when you start seeing a lot of that, it's doggy dog and it's time to go. The other thing, you guys, is conflicting agendas. See, you may have the agenda that you want to do the best for the company, but then you have other people that have another agenda, and their agenda is getting over on other people and moving up the ladder at the expense of other people. So when you start seeing that, again, this goes back to the doggy dog, then you know that's probably not the workplace for you. The other thing, you guys, is micromanaging. We talked about this in one of my other videos. Again, these people, they hired you because you could do the job. But oftentimes when people are experiencing workplace bullying, abuse, and mobbing, they start noticing that every little thing they're doing is being micromanaged. And you know that good and darn well they hired you because you could do the job, but all of a sudden, you can't do your job. And that's when they start hounding. And that's when they want to be copied on every email. And that's when they want to start popping in on your meetings. And all of a sudden they're involved in all your work. Yeah, when you start seeing that micromanaging, you already know. Don't even try to even go to HR, because I'm going to tell you something about HR too. HR works for the company. I got videos about HR here too, you guys. HR works for the company. Their best interest is not in the employee. So please don't go run into them, because all you're going to do is put a target on your back. So if your manager is micromanaging you, that's your sign that you probably should start either looking at another department or looking outside of that company. And last but not least, is unresolved conflict. You guys, oftentimes you see where there have been an issue where you might have employees pitted against each other, and for whatever reason, nothing's ever resolved. And there's always this tension in the air. I've worked in groups where you've had people that can't stand each other, and that's because the issue has been unresolved. There's always a favorite person, and that favorite person can't do anything wrong. And so usually the other person, even though they weren't in the wrong and the favorite was the one that was wrong, they're never dealt with. And so it's just, the issue is just open-ended, and it's not healthy for the team, and it's not healthy for the environment. So I hope you took notes, and if this is happening in your work environment, yeah, you may either want to start looking for joining another team, another department, or looking outside the company. So I hope this information helps someone out there. I'm Kristen Peoples with BossOfCulture.org. Bye.